Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Today, we are going to be diving into a topic that's probably on a lot of people's minds these days,
Yeah.
especially with all the economic uncertainty in the news,
Yeah,
how to manage risk during a recession.
absolutely.
So, we always love to have you on the show. You always have really insightful takes on things.
Well, thank you.
You sent over some fascinating notes about investments and making smart changes to your portfolio, so clearly you're thinking ahead here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really does pay to be prepared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recessions kind of just always bring a certain amount of, market uncertainty. And so really knowing how much risk you can stomach is absolutely essential.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit, this whole idea of risk tolerance. What does that actually mean for the average person listening when we're talking about their money?
So risk tolerance is really just about how comfortable are you when your investments go up and down. So like think about when a recession hits and the market takes a dip, right?
Hmm.
Are you someone who can just kind of ride it out, or do those drops keep you up at night?
Yeah, are you doom scrolling? Are you refreshing your brokerage account every 5 seconds?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how knowing yourself in that way is super important before making any big decisions.
Absolutely.
Now, I did notice in your notes you mention speculative investments, and I think that's something that might be new for some of our listeners.
Yeah.
What are some examples of those, and why should those be the first ones that we think about adjusting when times get a little bit uncertain?
So speculative investments are kind of like the high rollers of the investment world, right?
Right.
They offer the potential for big rewards, but they also come with some pretty big risks.
Mm-hmm.
So think about things like investing in, brand new tech startups, or
Yeah.
putting your money into companies that are known for their really drastic price swings. Those are what we call speculative play.
Okay, got it.
And because recessions tend to hit those areas particularly hard, it often makes sense to maybe reduce your exposure a bit.
So it's kind of like battening down the hatches,
It's accurate?
bringing things in a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you're taking some chips off the speculative table, so to speak,
Uh-huh.
where do you put them instead? You mentioned a more conservative approach. What does that look like?
It's not about eliminating risk altogether,
Yeah.
right? It's just about finding more stable ground.
Okay.
Think about well-established companies, ones with a proven track record of being able to weather those economic storms.
Yeah.
The kind of companies that have been around for decades and they consistently deliver. Or you might consider increasing your bond holdings because bonds tend to be a little less volatile than stocks,
Okay.
especially during turbulent times.
So again, it sounds like we're back to this idea of like there's no one right answer for everybody. It's all about figuring out what your own personal risk tolerance is and then making a plan that, like you said, lets you sleep at night.
Precisely. And remember, recessions are a natural part of the economic cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the tide going out. It might feel alarming at first, but it's just a natural thing.
It's going to come back in.
Exactly. Having a plan and adjusting your approach based on your risk tolerance
Mhm.
can make a huge difference in how you navigate those choppy waters.
Yeah, it's not about being fearless. It's about, knowing yourself and knowing how much risk you can handle.
Exactly.
Uh,
And that peace of mind is priceless.
It really is. This has been such a helpful conversation. I feel like I have a much better understanding of all of this now.
That's great to hear.
So for everyone listening out there, we would love to hear your takeaways. What resonated with you today?
Yeah. What are your questions?
Exactly. What are your questions? Keep the conversation going. Share this episode with your friends, and we will catch you in our next deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks for coming on.